It only gets better when you get better. Um,
Wow. That's interesting.
it's actually very fitting for me because I have very low quality taste in men, I guess. I tend to only focus on the positives and overlook the negatives.
I think it's normal. You know, we don't want to concentrate on the negative, you know, but we do want to accept people as the whole.
Yeah, I always end up with really bad situations that don't work out. And I think unless I change or raise my standards or stop feeling like I'm so desperate that I need to have anything.
To meet people, you have to present this like positive type of persona in order to receive positivity. You know, I feel that if we walk around and be bitter and stuff like that, then it makes us less open to meet like really nice and good people.
Yeah, because all you attract is negative people.
Yes.
And negative
But you know, even like
experience.
negative people, don't you think sometimes negative people do have that positive side to them, or no? You guys
Well,
really?
yes, they do. They have
Sometimes
something.
depending upon what type of person they're reacting with or whatever.
Yeah, I think
I feel like it's always suppressed by the amount of negativity because it takes so much more energy to be negative.
Oh yeah, you're
You
right.
know? So I think
It's
like
so
those
true.
positive qualities that they do have or possess are always like underlining with all the like,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, or maybe from like their past experiences in which people keep perpetuating it.
Just keep projecting, and then
Yeah.
you can lose out on someone because you're still hung up on something that happened days ago, years ago.
That's so
And
true.
you could
And like you
miss
said
the
days
moment.
ago,
Yeah.
you know, people get just caught up, you know?
I honestly don't know what dating means anymore. For me, it's just been hanging out with someone or randomly going out sometimes, but then guys don't like to define anything or put a label on it, so it's kind of like you just trying to figure out the dynamics of whatever
Yes.
kind of relationship it is, and then, I don't know, but I've never had a commitment from someone.
So it's kind of tricky. And does it make you feel like disappointed in some ways?
It does, because usually when I date, I like to date one person at a time that I
Right.
like. Like, I like to focus on one person. But
Right.
dating, the nature of dating is that it's open.
Yeah,
So there is a level of disappointment there.
of course.
Have you had any really good experiences dating in New York
No.
City?
Not one.
And what avenues have you sort of dated? Has there been online dating is a big one, sort of just general meet and greet? Like, what's sort of your dating habits like?
Originally, it was just peers in school. I graduated college last year. And then I did also try the online dating thing as a last resort kind of thing, and that was worse than meeting people in person.
Okay.
Why did you find people weren't like very truthful or forthcoming?
Well, first of all, like, the responses that I would get, it's like, I was very specific, and this is not what I asked for. And then, like, the worst thing I did, and this was recent, was, like, go on Craigslist to the personal.
Never go
post
there.
first. I know that now.
Worse.
But, yeah, those were probably the two worst experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiffany, have you had any sort of similar experiences?
I've had some, yes, where it starts out and you think like the person really likes you and you really like them, but then it's more like we're hanging out and you feel like, okay, we like each other, he's holding me or something, but then we're not really together, and he's like into someone else, and it's like, oh well, you understand, right? That's just, that's the way things are, but we're cool.
So it's very casual.
Yeah, it's kind of more
Yeah.
casual, and it's like, well, I want to go out more. Oh,
You want a commitment.
Yeah, and there's like excuses behind it too much.
I think there's always a fine line between wanting a commitment and having a commitment.
Okay. So how do you go about having a commitment?
Having a commitment takes time and patience, and it takes some real serious class honing.
But I'm saying, but if
Like,
you meet jerks and stuff like that, and just say, okay, I just,
You
I
gotta
already
kind of
have
be a jerk
someone.
with them. You gotta be a jerk
But
with
then,
them.
how about not wasting your time with
It's not
jerks?
about wasting time though. It's about having fun. You
But
know,
you can't have fun if you're looking for a certain thing.
you look for what you're looking for, but you separate what you're looking for from reality.
Okay, but okay.
And that's how it works for you. I mean, you're talking to somebody who like had the worst like dating scenarios, situations you could ever imagine. Until I changed my worldview on dating.
So you say I won't really get involved because I'm just having fun, and then
you get involved as much as the person will allow you to get involved. That's where we get tripped up.
But what if you're really attracted to that person and then they're like, well, I really don't want to be serious with you.
That's where your shield has to come in. That's where your shield has
But
to
then
come
you're
in.
not being truthful to yourself.
No, being truthful to yourself is understanding yourself and having a shield, having boundaries, and knowing how far to take things with yourself. That's being true. Saying to yourself, I know that this guy is not the right one for me.
But then I say, don't waste your time.
Either you don't waste your time or you dibble and dabble and you keep it moving. That's
You
the
keep it
rule.
moving, you just cut the person off because you can't.
But see, there are
going.
some situations in which you can't just cut them off. You know, because they have something, it's something about them that you like.
That's true.
There's some attributes about them that
That's
you're
true.
interested in.
That's
You know,
honest.
there's some things that they have that
Yes.
you need.
Yes.
That regardless of how much of a jerk that person is, regardless of how much of a dick they can be,
Yeah.
they fill certain voids in your
Yeah.
life. And so you have to learn how to put them in perspective and use them for those situations and, you know, put everything else to the side.
That's
And
true.
I think the minute you begin to do that is when you start to really conceptualize how and where to put different people in your dating situations. That's the
Yeah.
way it works.
Yeah.
And you line them all up. You know, and then it's easier to weed them out. Because you say, you know, Joe over here, you know, Joe's good in bed. You know, Paul, I like going out to dinner with Paul because we can talk. You know, Corey, you know what I'm saying, makes me laugh. You know, and whatever you need, you know, you put it in perspective with each and every one of those situations, and you'll find that dating will become more of experiment and much more exciting.
Well,
But-
you
but
seem
then
to have that sort of casual
Yes.
dating philosophy, which I think the other ladies around here, you know, are not attracted to. You know, it's sort of like we're looking for the guy that. Makes
But
us
see, don't
happy,
get me
that we
wrong.
can,
Like
you know, see ourselves.
But see,
going-
I don't want to misconceptualize what I'm saying, and because I myself want to be in love, and
Yeah.
am ready to be in love.
We all want to be
but
in love.
but
right?
but what you have to understand
Yeah.
is when you want that and when you're ready for that, it's not something that you can orchestrate.
Right.
You know, it has to be something that comes
Natural.
from it's organic. You know, it's a thing about timing. It's a thing about spirit. You know,
Yeah.
being intertwined. You know, touching, agreeing at the same time. That's what it's about. And so, you know, no matter how much you want to be in love and how much energy you put into being in love, we don't have the power to make those things like happen for us.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, and they don't understand. They don't get that it's not something that we can orchestrate. It has to be, you know, kind of like this spirit realm that kind of creates this Jupiter effect in which you meet boy meets girl, girl meets boy.
We just have to test things out.
Yeah, and I think in experimenting and doing things in the way that I spoke about, you know, it gives you a better insight on, you know, when you actually meet that particular someone.
It's true. But we're kind of, we're like raised up on like fairy tales and stuff like that. We just feel like instantly, you know, we're gonna meet that Mr. Right.
Yeah.
Going through this like dating type of thing is kind of scary. It's like, okay, well, that person's good for that. This person's good for that.
But then again, how you put like those three people into one person?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
But that's what we can't do. That's what
That's
we
the
can't do.
problem. That's what
And I think that's what we want to do a lot of times. I think we end up saying to ourselves, gosh, I wish that all of them could be
Right.
just one person named,
Right.
you know, Karanjawan. You know what I'm saying? That has everything put all together in one.
It's true.
You understand what I'm saying?